Alright everyone, we are back with another video, but today we're doing something a little different. So back in April, almost 8 months ago, I posted my UEFA World Cup qualifying predictions video where I went through all 12 groups and looked at all 55 teams to see which European nations were going to make it to the World Cup. But almost 8 months later, it's safe to say that most of my predictions didn't come true. In fact, out of the 192 matches that were played in the European Qualifiers, I only predicted 16 of them correctly, which isn't great at all. Today we're going to be reacting to my UEFA World Cup qualifying predictions video to see which ones I got correct, which ones I got incorrect, and which ones weren't even close to becoming true. So I got my AirPods in, I got the video loaded here, and now we're going to see just how bad my predictions were 8 months ago. Let's do it. A, we have Germany, Slovakia, Northern Ireland, and Luxembourg. Germany have an incredibly dominant side heading into these going into these qualifiers is what I said. They've lost to Slovakia 2-0 on match day 1. So that wasn't great. I also predicted they were going to draw 2-2 on match day 6, and it finished 6-0 for Germany, so it's already off to a bad start.
Momentum after topping their Nations League group, but their only wins will come against Luxembourg.
Northern Ireland were already in these qualifiers, there's not much to say about them, and then Luxembourg, I think anyone could have seen from a mile away that they were going to finish at the very bottom, so...
Germany will top the group.
This is what I predicted.
On 16 points,
Germany, Slovakia, Northern Ireland, Luxembourg.
11 points, and Northern Ireland must wait for their fate to be determined.
Alright, so Group A wasn't too bad, apart from the Germany-Slovakia matchups, which I got completely incorrect. I think it was alright. Out of the 12 matches that were played in Group A, I actually got one of them correct. I predicted Germany 3, Northern Ireland 1 correctly. That game happened on match day 2. The other 11 I got pretty wrong. So let's look at the predictions here. So Germany, Slovakia, Northern Ireland, Luxembourg is what I predicted, and then that's exactly what happened, but the points were a bit different. Germany finished with 15 points, Slovakia finished with 1 more point than I expected with 12 points, Northern Ireland got 2 more points with 9 points, and Luxembourg finished with 0 points and a minus 12 goal differential. So in Group A, it wasn't the best predictions I've ever made, but I got the correct order, so I'm going to take that as a win. So let's go back to the video now and see how Group B was like.
Moving on to Group B, arguably the most exciting of the 12, we have Switzerland, Sweden.
Oh god, I already know this is gonna end bad. I remember the predictions I made, and they were not good.
Qualifying campaign, and their
average qualifying campaign. They finished first in the group, so there was more than average. Oh god.
One of the most impressive sides in this competition.
One of the most impressive sides in this competition. They finished with 0 wins at the bottom of their group, by the way.
It was a 2-1 win over Kosovo on match day 3, while the rest of their matches will be subpar.
Slovenia were alright.
And
they
finally,
were
Kosovo's
crazy.
campaign will be one to forget, with their only point coming from a 1-1 draw
Oh
against
my god,
Slovenia.
they finished second.
5. Sweden will top the group on 16 points.
Sweden did not top the
runners
group.
up Switzerland
Not
on
even
9
close.
points as Slovenia and Kosovo's World Cup hopes come crashing down.
Yeah, so this group was pretty atrocious prediction-wise. In fact, I got none of the matches correct in this one. Out of the 12 games in Group B, I got every single one wrong, which is pretty funny, honestly. Let's look at how my predictions stacked up against the final results. So yeah, I predicted Sweden to finish first. Didn't even come close. I said 16 points. They finished with 2. They finished with 2 total points. Switzerland I had in second place. They finished at the top of 14. Slovenia finished in third place like I predicted, but they had 2 points less than I originally thought they would. And Kosovo actually had a really good qualifying campaign. I thought they were going to finish dead last with 1 point. They finished second with 11 points, and now they are playing in the European playoffs. So Group B couldn't have gotten more wrong on Group B. That was a huge miss on my part, but let's look at Group C now.
Moving on to Group C, the 4 teams fighting for a World Cup spot will be Denmark, Greece...
Oh, I already know I got this one completely wrong as well.
Denmark are the clear favorites here, and apart from a 1-1 draw with Greece on match day 4, it should be smooth sailing for the Danish side.
It was anything but smooth sailing, especially on the final match day.
For this group, as they pick up 3 wins, 2 draws...
I overhyped Greece way too much. I thought they were so much better because of how they played the Nations League.
Match day 2 and 4 won't be of much help as they suffer back-to-back losses to finish off their qualifying.
That's not how they finished off their qualifying campaign.
There is no hope for this side as they will go winless and pointless in the 6 matches
Yeah,
that they
Belarus
play.
were pretty
Denmark's
tough.
dominant performance sees them top the group with 16 points as Greece...
Oh god, this order is really bad.
11 points, and Scotland and Belarus are sent packing as they finish in 3rd and 4th place respectively.
Yeah, so that didn't happen. That wasn't even close to happening, but what did happen, I got 2 matches correct in this group. I predicted Belarus 0, Scotland 2 on match day 2, and then I also predicted Scotland 2, Belarus 1 on match day 4 correctly. So the 2 Scotland-Belarus matchups I got right. Everything else I missed on wasn't even close. Let's look at how it matched up. So in my prediction, I had Denmark at the very top. That didn't happen. They finished second with 11 points. I had Greece in second place with 11 points. They finished with 7. I had Scotland on 7 points. They finished with 13 and topped the group here. So I got that completely wrong. And then Belarus actually got 2 draws in this group, so they finished with 2 points and a minus 13 goal differential. So in terms of Group C, apart from those 2 matches I predicted correctly, I got everything else wrong, and it wasn't even close. But then again, who would have thought that Scotland were going to win 4-2 on the final match day? So give me a break here. But let's go to Group D now. Let's see how bad I predicted these ones.
Group D, France, Ukraine, Iceland, and Azerbaijan will battle it out for a ticket to the World Cup.
This was an entertaining
France are the
group. I like
first
this
team to
one.
have a flawless qualifying campaign, as their 6 wins and 20
No, that didn't happen. France almost had a perfect qualifying campaign, but they got 1 draw.
And with 3 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses, they
Ukraine were pretty good. I thought they were going to be pretty good, and they did.
only managed to win against Azerbaijan on match day 1 and 5, while the
Iceland were a lot better than I gave them credit for.
And for Azerbaijan, a truly miserable run in these
And Azerbaijan are pretty tough, yeah.
straight defeats as they failed to pick up any points. France topped the group with 18 points, followed
France did top the group. It wasn't perfect though. They had a 2-2 draw with Iceland.
and the competition comes to an abrupt end.
Yeah, so it was okay. Group D, in terms of like the standings, it was all right. But in terms of the matches that I predicted correctly, I only got 1 correct. I got Ukraine 2, Iceland 0 on match day 6 correct, which was a thrilling game, by the way. I watched it live. That was insane. Looking at the standings here, I got the order correct. I got France, Ukraine, Iceland, Azerbaijan correct, but the amount of points wasn't true. France had 2 less points because they had that 2-2 draw with Iceland. Ukraine finished on 10 points like I said they would. Iceland also finished on 7 points like I said they would, but Azerbaijan, they did a 1 draw, so they finished with 1 point. So honestly, Group D wasn't too bad. As we saw, Group B was horrendous, so it couldn't have been worse than that. But let's look at Group E now.
Moving on to Group E, we have a 4-way battle between Spain, Turkey.
This was also a really interesting group, but I know for a fact I completely misread this group because I thought Georgia were going to do really good, and they did not.
Their journey will be an easy ride as they come away with.
But Spain were good, like I predicted.
Sides in these qualifiers, but for
Oh my god, I remember everyone in the comments on my original video was grilling me about my Turkey prediction, and now I see why.
on the other hand, Georgia's victory over Turkey on match day 4 will be the shock.
Georgia did not beat Turkey. Oh my god, their matches against Turkey were rough to watch.
6 matches. Unfortunately for Bulgaria,
And Bulgaria, like I thought, they were going to finish at the bottom, and they did, so that's not too surprising.
rock bottom as well. Spain will go on to top the group with 16 points.
I almost had the order correct here, but I know for a fact that I overhyped Georgia on this one.
After just 6 matches.
Alright, so Group E, unfortunately, none of the matches correct. I went 0 for 12 in this one, but let's look at the standings. I did predict Spain were going to win the group with 16 points. That did come true. But I thought Georgia were going to finish with 10 points in second place. They finished with 3 points in third place, which is horrendous considering how good they were going into these qualifiers. Turkey were really good. They finished with 4 wins and 13 points. They had 5 more points than I originally predicted. And Bulgaria did get 1 win, so they finished with 3 points instead of 0 like I predicted. Yeah, Group E was a miss. Group E was definitely a miss. I wasn't even close on this one, so I will take that on the chin for sure. But let's move on to Group F now.
Moving
Hopefully
on to
Group F can be
F,
better.
Portugal, Hungary, Ireland, and Armenia make up an intriguing group from start to finish. Portugal will have an easy time in these
Portugal
qualifiers and
were really good in these qualifiers apart from match day 5, but
be able to win the rest of their matches. Things will be more difficult for the Hungarian side as they
oh, Hungary, you came so close.
and 3 draws and 1
Oh,
loss.
I definitely overhyped them as
Ireland
well.
will come ever so close to finishing in second place, but losses to Portugal on match day.
Ireland did finish in second place in my opinion, in my
And for Armenia,
defense,
the
but
hopes and dreams
it was
will
not
be
that
dragged down
close.
as they lose all 6 of their matches and fail to score any
Yeah, Armenia finishing at the bottom, anyone could have seen from a mile away.
points, with Hungary just narrowly finishing in second place with 9 points, as Ireland and Armenia are kicked out of the competition in heartbreaking fashion.
Okay, honestly, after match day 3, I think anyone could have predicted that Ireland were not going to finish second in their groups. They only had 1 win, I think, from their first 3 matches. So honestly, they threw a huge curveball in the qualifiers. But in Group F, I did get 1 match correct. I predicted the Hungary to Armenia 0 on match day 3, and that actually did end up happening. Apart from that, I missed on the other 11 matches. I'm not going to talk about that. But anyways, Group F, Portugal finished with 13 points. I originally had them on 16, and then Hungary I had in second place, but they lost in heartbreaking fashion to Ireland on match day 6, so they ended up finishing third with 8 points. Ireland honestly did really well in their last 3 matches. They came away with 3 wins, and they finished with 10 points on the board. And then Armenia did finish last like I predicted, but they got 1 win against Ireland on match day 2. So they finished with 3 points but they did finish with minus 16 goal differential because they lost 9-1 to Portugal in the final matches. So Group F, I got 1 match correct. At this point, I will take anything I can get for my predictions, but yeah, the group F wasn't much better either. But let's move on to Group G now.
Group G, we have five teams in the mix with the Netherlands, Poland, Finland, Lithuania, and
keep in mind for these 5 group teams, the first 2 matches had already been played before I made this video, so just disregard the first 2 matches.
As for
the Netherlands were really good in these qualifiers, I can't lie.
On their best day,
Poland did finish second, like I predicted. They were pretty good. Could have been better, but they were still good.
In terms of Finland's results, their only wins will come against Malta, but a shock drop.
Finland were decent, I guess.
Qualifying campaign. The same can be said for Lithuania, as their only wins.
Lithuania were not very good. They finished at the bottom of the group.
And 4 losses to go alongside those victories. Unfortunately for Malta, they really don't stand a chance in this group.
Malta got a win. They got 1 win. So good for them.
The Netherlands will top the group on 22 points, followed by Poland in second place on 17.
Oh, I almost got the correct order here.
From World Cup contention.
I almost got the order here, but in Group G, I just got 3 matches correct. I predicted 3 of them correctly. They were Lithuania and Netherlands that matched in 3-2 on match day 6. I predicted the Netherlands winning by 4-0 against Malta on match day 7. And then Poland and then the Netherlands 1-1 draw on match day 9. I also predicted correctly. So far, Group G was my best group that I predicted with 3 matches correctly. But let's look at the standings. In the standings, I was alright. The Netherlands did finish at the top, but they finished with 2 points less than I originally thought. Poland finished with almost the exact record I predicted. They had 5 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss to finish on 17 points. Finland actually got 1 more point than I predicted because they got 3 wins and 1 draw and 4 losses. But then Lithuania really just were not impressive in these qualifiers. I thought they were going to get 8 points. They finished with 3. And Malta finished in 4th place with 1 win and 2 draws from their 8 matches. So yeah, Group G honestly so far has been my best group. So I'm going to take that as a win. Alright, so now we have to move on to Group H, which was Romania's group, and I already know this is going to end well because I remember putting Romania in 2nd place, and that did not happen, so this group isn't going to go very well.
And with 7 wins and 1 draw from their 8 matches, they should be able to do exactly that with relative ease. When it comes to Romania, their only 2 losses will come on match day 1.
Only 2 losses for Romania, I wish it was just 2 losses. That's not what happened.
A massive result for them. For Bosnia and Herzegovina,
Bosnia played a lot better than I thought they would. They were pretty consistent in these qualifiers.
To haunt them. When it comes to Cyprus,
Cyprus were a lot better than I thought they were going to be. They got some draws against some pretty good teams, including Romania, that 2-2 draw. Again, don't want to talk about it, but it did happen.
San Marino, their goal against Romania on match day 2 will be the only highlight of their campaign.
San Marino scored 2 goals against Romania in these qualifiers, keep in mind.
Austria will go on to
just saying.
Group H with 22 points, while Romania finished in 2nd place on 16 points, and San Marino are still in the mix,
I wish it was like this.
First place finish in their Nations League D group.
So yeah, Group H was a tough watch as a Romania fan, especially if you are a Romania fan watching this video. It was not pretty. But in Group H, I got 1 match correct. I predicted Austria 2, Romania 1 on match day 3. So I'm taking that as a win. But let's look at the standings for the overall group here. Austria did finish at the top with 19 points. They had their 1 loss was against Romania, actually, funny enough. But then I predicted that Romania was going to finish with 16 points. They finished with 13, and they finished in 3rd place. Oh, it was tough for them. Bosnia finished in 2nd place with 17 points, so they had 2 more points than I predicted them finishing in, and they got in the European playoffs now. Cyprus were actually a lot better than I thought they were going to be. They finished with 2 really crucial draws and 8 points on the board, and they had a 0 goal differential, so they were pretty good there. And then San Marino only got 2 goals against Romania in their 2 matches and finished with a minus 37 goal differential and 0 points on the board. So yeah, Group H was tough to watch, it was tough to predict, and I just kind of want to pretend like that never happened. So let's just move on to Group I now.
Moving on to Group I, we have Italy, Norway...
Oh, this group was also a nightmare to predict. I thought Italy were going to do so much better than they did.
On match day 1 and 8, they should have no problems winning the rest of their games.
They had quite a few problems in this group.
Qualifying campaign as they come away with 5 wins and 3 draws as they scored 24 goals along.
I thought Norway were only even scored 24 goals. They scored 37. Keep an eye. Israel finished in 3rd like I predicted.
That won't be the case for Estonia as their matchday 2 victory and matchday 7 draw will be the
Estonia weren't anything crazy in these qualifiers, and then Moldova were pretty tough. They lost 11-1. That's all that really has to be said.
Group I will end with Italy on top with 20 points.
Italy on top. Oh, that's not what happened, did it? That's not what happened at all.
Have a chance to make it to the playoffs through the Nations League.
Yeah, Group I was interesting, to say the least. Group I was very interesting. The only match that I predicted correctly in Group I was Estonia-Moldova's 1-1 draw on match day 8. Everything else I missed on, so that isn't looking too good. If we look at the standings here, I had Italy at the top with 20 points. That didn't happen. Norway finished on top with 24 points because they won every single game they played. Yeah, Norway had on 18 points. They finished with 24. Italy finished in second with 18. Italy just in their two matches against Norway, I don't know what happened. It just collapsed. It was bad. But I did predict Israel finishing in third place. They got one more point than I thought they would. Estonia finished with 4 points like I predicted, and then Moldova finished with 1 point. I said they were gonna get 2 draws. They only got 1, and they got a minus 27 goal differential. So Group I was pretty hard to predict. I got one correct though, so I'm going to take that as a win. But let's move on to Group J and see if I did any better there. Alright, let's look at Group J now and see how I predicted Group J. I think I did a little better on this one.
Group that could go any which way. Belgium may not be the powerhouse they once were anymore, but with 5 wins and 3 draws,
I think I actually got the Belgium score almost correct. I think I did, yeah.
Another surprise side will be Wales, who will
Wales finished in second. They were pretty solid. It was fun to watch them in these qualifiers.
Both match day 4 and match day 6. North Macedonia will also be in the mix, and with
North Macedonia started off well, but then they didn't finish these qualifiers very well.
Things aren't looking too great for Kazakhstan, who will come up with 2
Kazakhstan to get a 1-1 draw against Belgium.
versus North Macedonia.
That's a win in their books, I'm
And when
saying.
it comes to Liechtenstein, it's almost a guarantee that they lose all of their matches, and they
Liechtenstein did lose all of their matches, but I think they scored 1 goal or 2 goals.
with Wales just behind them in second place with 16 points, while North Macedonia could still make the playoffs since they won their Nations League C group.
Alright, Group J, I think I actually predicted most of it correctly. I know that in this group, the only match I got right was Wales 3, Liechtenstein 0 on match day 3. I got every other prediction wrong apart from that one, so that wasn't too great. If we look at the standings here, I did predict Belgium getting 5 wins and 3 draws. That did happen. We finished with 18 points on the board, 22 goal differential. Wales finished in second place with 16 points, but they had 5 wins, 1 draw, and 2 losses. North Macedonia, I predicted correctly. They got 3 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss. They finished on 13 points. Kazakhstan, honestly, they had 1 more point than I expected them to. They finished with 8 points. They were pretty solid. And then Liechtenstein actually didn't score a single goal like I predicted. So they finished with a minus 31 goal differential, 0 points on the board. So honestly, Group J, I'll take it. It was pretty close. It was pretty close in terms of standings, and I got 1 match correct. So we'll take that as a win. All right, Group K. I think Group K was my best group, I think. Let's see what I said.
Make up an intriguing group with plenty of storylines. England will join France as the only 2 sides with a perfect record.
England did finish with a perfect record. I did predict that did come true.
Along the way, Serbia will come away with a solid 4 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses from their 8 matches.
Serbia, I definitely overhyped. They were pretty disappointing in these qualifiers.
Have a similar record, but with a 1-1 draw versus Latvia on match day 4.
Albania did finish second. I definitely ranked them too low.
Wins will come against Andorra and an impressive draw versus Albania, but the other 5 matches are sure to end in defeat.
Latvia were pretty underwhelming. And then Andorra did it better than I predicted, I think.
England dominate their group as they finish on top with 24 points,
England
followed
did
by
dominate their
Serbia in
group,
second place on 14 points, while the other 3 sides are eliminated from these qualifiers.
All right, Group K, looking back on it, was actually my best group in terms of matches. I got 5 matches correctly predicted in this one, and they're these ones here. So I got Latvia 1, Albania 1 on match day 4 correct. I got Serbia 3, Andorra 0 on match day 4 correct as well. So those 2 match day 4 matches I got right in Group K. I got Latvia 0, Serbia 1 on match day 5 correctly. I got Andorra 1, Serbia 3 on match day 8 correctly. And finally, I got Serbia 2, Latvia 1 on match day 10 correctly. So I got 5 games predicted correctly in this group, so I will take that as a win. That's easily the best group we've had so far, and I think that's going to be the best one of the ball then. Yeah, England finished with 24 points like I predicted. Serbia finished, I said they were going to finish with 14 points. They finished with 13, and Albania leapfrogged them to finish with 14 points and grab second place to get a playoff spot. Latvia were pretty disappointing. They finished with only 5 points in this group, and then Andorra actually did get 1 draw to finish with 1 point in this group, and only a minus 13 goal differential. So honestly, Group K, I'm taking it as my best group that I predicted. This was easily the best one I had. So moving on to the final group now, Group L. Let's see how this went.
We finally make it to Group L, where Croatia, Czechia, Montenegro, the Faroe Islands, and Gibraltar.
This was a fun group to watch as well.
World Cup qualification. Croatia will have a relatively easy time in this group, and apart.
Croatia did have an easy time in this group. They were pretty solid, pretty dominant.
Games. Czechia will also have a strong run in this group, coming away with 5 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss, and a dominant display of football.
Czechia were okay. Montenegro were pretty surprising actually. They did it all right. But I think this is where it went wrong. The Faroe Islands, I predicted only 2 points for the Faroe Islands. They got like 12, I think.
But with a minus 17 goal differential, they will finish at the bottom of this group. Croatia go to the top of Group L with 20 points, with Czechia finishing in second place on 17 points, while the other 3 sides are eliminated from the European qualifiers.
Yeah, Group L was not the strongest prediction in this one. In fact, I actually got all the matches wrong in Group L, so not ideal. But let's look at the standings. Croatia at the top with 20 points. I predicted them to have 20 points. They finished with 22. Czechia finished with 16 points in second place. The Faroe Islands, I predicted them having 2 points from their 8 matches. They finished with 12. They have 4 wins in this group, which is absolutely insane. Easily the most impressive team in this group. Montenegro, unfortunately, only finished with 9 points. They have 5 less than I predicted. And then Gibraltar actually lost all 8 of their matches and finished with a minus 25 goal differential. So Group L was not my strong suit, and it's a pretty tough way to end off the predictions. So there you have it. Those are my UEFA World Cup qualifying predictions that I made back in April, and as we can tell, they didn't go exactly the plan. If you take away the 12 matches that were already played before I made this predictions video, it brings down the total games to 180, but only predicting 16 matches correctly out of 180 games is still a pretty shocking ratio. So honestly, this was pretty fun to make. It was fun to look back at the predictions I made 8 months ago, but that being said, moving forward, if I make another predictions video, don't take it too seriously, because as we can tell, I'm not very good at this. But what did you think of my UEFA World Cup qualifying predictions reaction video? Were the predictions that you made for the UEFA European Qualifiers back in April just as bad as mine were, or did I get them completely wrong? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more football content, tier lists, and everything in between, and as always, I'll catch you next time.